I am the Lord your God, and I have come to you with a word that cannot wait. This message is not an accident. It is not chance that brought you here. I have chosen this very moment to speak into your life, because your son stands at the edge of a miracle. His tomorrow is not like his yesterday. His future is not like his past. What I am about to release will transform his destiny, and you must listen with your heart open, for the enemy has tried to silence this message. The one you love has been under attack. The one you carried, nurtured, and prayed for has been in the hands of battles you could not see. You have shed tears in the night, wondering if I heard you. But I tell you now, I have heard every whisper. I have counted every tear, and I, the Lord of hosts, have already set in motion a miracle that will manifest by tomorrow. The devil has tried to convince you that nothing will change. He has spoken lies into your mind, saying that your prayers are empty, your faith wasted. But I, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, declare to you today, I will not fail you. My word will not return void. My hand is stretched out over your son, and no force of darkness can pluck him from my grip. Therefore, prepare yourself. Stand in faith. Do not turn away, for in the hours to come, I will move swiftly, and you will see the salvation of the Lord with your own eyes. I speak to you as the Father of all creation, as the one who formed life in the womb, as the one who called forth light out of darkness. I remind you that your child is not an accident, not a mistake, not a burden. Your son was born with divine purpose, a destiny inscribed by my own hand before the foundations of the earth were laid. You have feared for him. You have watched him stumble, suffer, or fight against storms that seemed greater than his strength. At times, you wondered if I had forgotten him, but I have not. From the very beginning, my eyes have been upon him. When he was small and you prayed over his bed, I was there. When he wandered in paths of confusion, I was watching. When sickness or sorrow tried to lay hold of him, I surrounded him with my mercy. Yet, you must know this truth. The enemy has always sought the seed. From the beginning of time, Satan has tried to destroy sons and daughters before they could grow into their calling. Pharaoh tried to drown the sons of Israel. Herod tried to kill the children of Bethlehem. And even now, the adversary has set traps for your son, hoping to steal his future before it blossoms. But I, the Lord, am declaring to you, the enemy's schemes have been exposed and overthrown. The same way I delivered Moses from the waters and protected my son, Jesus, from the sword of Herod, I will deliver your son from every plan of destruction. What the devil meant for harm, I am turning into good. This is why I bring you this urgent message, not to frighten you, but to awaken your faith. Do not grow weary. Do not let fear rule your mind. Instead, rise in prayer, for your son's breakthrough is at hand. I am commanding angels to surround him. I am loosing chains that have held him back. By tomorrow, you will see a sign that I have moved. I have chosen this time because your heart has cried out. You thought I delayed, but I was aligning everything for the perfect hour. That hour is now. Do not doubt. Stand firm. For I, the Lord your God, am declaring life, healing, and destiny over your son. Write these words in your heart. My son belongs to the Lord, and no power of hell can claim him. Declare it aloud, and watch as heaven begins to answer. The heavens heard the cry for your son. I am the God who listens. My ears are not closed, and my eyes are not blind. From the very first day you lifted your voice for your son, your prayer reached me. Not one word has been wasted. Not one tear has fallen unnoticed. I have bottled your tears. I have recorded your prayers, and I have sent my angels in response. Do you remember Hannah, who cried before me for a son? She prayed in sorrow, her lips moving, but no sound was heard, and still I answered her. Do you remember Jairus, who came pleading for his daughter? His faith pulled my power into his home. Just as I heard them, I have heard you. Your voice has not been ignored. The cry you thought was silent shook the heavens. You said, Lord, help my son. Lord, protect him. Lord, heal him. And I tell you this day, I have already released the answer. Your son is under divine covering. Where sickness tried to remain, I am commanding healing. Where depression tried to steal his hope, I am speaking life. Where confusion clouded his mind, I am sending light. The prayers you prayed in private are now becoming miracles in public. The heavens have not only heard, they have responded. My spirit is moving over your son's life, bringing alignment, order, and breakthrough. The very forces that fought against him are being broken at this moment. And I say unto you, tomorrow you will see evidence. A word will come, a sign will appear, a shift will be felt. Watch carefully, for you will know it is I, the Lord your God, who has intervened. Do not stop praying, do not stop declaring. The more you speak life over your son, the stronger my angels move on his behalf. For the heavens are not silent, the heavens are roaring with answers, and the victory is already sealed. Now, I command you to make a declaration of faith. Write in the comments these words, my son's miracle is in God's hands. This will not only be a testimony of your faith, but also a prophetic act that releases greater power into your home. The spiritual battle over his life. I am revealing to you a truth that many do not see. Your son's struggle is not merely flesh and blood. It is not only what the eyes can see or the body can feel. There is a spiritual war that has raged over his life from the moment he entered this world. The enemy recognized early that there was greatness within him. He saw the mark of my purpose, the glow of destiny upon his life, and so he launched attacks to derail, to discourage, and to destroy. The thief comes only to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He sought to steal your son's joy, to kill his faith, and to destroy his future. You have wondered why the battles were so intense, why he faced storms that seemed too heavy for his age, why temptation, fear, or sickness circled him more than others. It is because the adversary fears what your son will become once he walks in the fullness of my will. The enemy trembles at the thought of the testimony your son will carry, the lives he will touch, the light he will shine. But listen to me. I have already secured the victory. I am the Lord of hosts, the captain of heaven's armies. My angels are not idle. They fight for him even now. The darkness that tried to bind him is breaking. The curses spoken against him are shattered. The strongholds built around him are falling down like walls of Jericho. Your son has been a target, but now he will become a testimony. The very things the enemy meant for harm, I will use to display my power. Just as Joseph was sold into slavery but rose to the palace, just as Daniel was cast into the den but came out without harm, your son will emerge from his battles stronger, wiser, and crowned with favor. Do not be deceived by what you see today. If you see weakness, know that I am about to release strength. If you see confusion, know that clarity is being birthed. If you see sorrow, know that joy is coming in the morning, and that morning is closer than you realize. By tomorrow, a divine shift will take place. I urge you, cover your son in prayer daily. Declare my word over him. Anoint his name. Speak life into his future, and trust that I, the Lord, am fighting for him. The weapons formed against him will not prosper, for I have decreed his destiny will stand. Mark this moment. Do not let fear linger in your heart. Instead, rise with boldness, because this is the turning point. The battle is fierce, but the victory is certain. Now, I call you to act. Speak this declaration in the comments as a sign of faith and warfare. The battle is the Lord's, and my son is victorious. When you write these words, you are not just typing, you are striking the enemy with a sword of faith, and you are sealing your son under my divine protection. The angel of protection has been sent. I am the Lord, the God of heaven's armies, and I tell you today, I have already dispatched my angels concerning your son. Do not think that he walks alone. Do not believe the lie that he is unguarded. For my messengers of fire are standing by him, watching his steps and covering his path. From the moment danger rose against him, I gave a command. Touch not my anointed one. The same angel that shut the mouths of lions for Daniel, the same angel that struck down the army that threatened Israel, the same angel that rolled away the stone at the tomb of my son, Jesus Christ. Those same angels have been released to guard your son. For it is written, He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up. Psalm 91:11-12. This word is not empty, it is alive. And today, it surrounds your son. When sickness tried to touch him, my angel stood in the way. When temptation tried to lead him astray, my angel whispered warnings into his spirit. When death itself thought it could approach, my angel built a wall of fire around him. You do not see all that has been stopped, all that has been broken, all that has been overturned, because my protection works in silence as much as in power. The world underestimates the presence of angels, but I say to you, they are not distant myths. They are divine soldiers. They move at my word, and they are already positioned around your son. You prayed for protection, and I answered not with one angel, but with many. For your son is precious to me. He is chosen. He is marked for destiny. There are moments you thought he survived only by chance. You said, if that accident had been worse, if that sickness had spread, if that decision had gone another way, but it was not chance. It was me. It was my angel standing in the gap. It was my hand lifting him when you could not. Now I tell you this, the angel of protection is not just guarding him for survival. The angel is guarding him for transformation. For what is about to take place tomorrow is not only deliverance from danger, but an awakening into purpose. My angel is preparing the way, clearing the path, so that when the miracle manifests, nothing can stand in the way. The angel has been sent to silence the enemy's accusations. Every voice that rose to curse your son is being silenced. Every scheme of darkness is being dismantled. Every hidden trap is being uncovered and destroyed. The path before him is being made straight, and no adversary will prevail. Do not fear what tomorrow holds, for tomorrow is under my command. The angel of protection does not sleep, does not tire, does not fail. Even when you sleep, my watch over your son remains. And hear this, you must now join this battle with your faith. Speak protection over him daily. Declare that angels walk with him, that no evil shall befall him, that every step he takes is surrounded by fire from heaven. When you confess these truths, you align yourself with the work I am already doing. I tell you again, by tomorrow, a sign will come. You will know the angel has moved. You will hear the news, feel the shift, or see the evidence. It will not be hidden from you. Now, as an act of faith, I command you to write these words in the comments. An angel of God is guarding my son day and night. When you declare it, you are not only testifying, you are sealing the word. The enemy fears your faith, and every declaration of trust is a weapon in this war. A miracle is already in motion. I am the Lord, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I am not bound by time, but I move within it to reveal my power to my children. You ask, Lord, when will you move? When will the miracle come? And I say to you now, the miracle is not waiting to begin. It has already begun. The process is in motion. Even as you listen to these words, I am rearranging events in the unseen realm. I am moving people, opening doors, closing traps, aligning opportunities, and setting into motion a divine plan that no man can stop. You cannot yet see the fullness of it, but you are standing at the edge of manifestation. Your son's miracle is not a possibility. It is a decree. I have spoken it, and what I speak cannot be reversed. When I said, "Let there be light," darkness had no choice but to flee. When I said, "Lazarus, come forth," death itself released its grip. In the same way, when I speak over your son, chains must break, sickness must bow, fear must leave, and destiny must awaken. Do not think that because you cannot see it, nothing is happening. Seeds sprout in the soil before they break the ground. Rivers carve their way in hidden places before they emerge. So too is your son's miracle, hidden now, but already alive, already growing, already unstoppable. The miracle is not coming tomorrow, it is already unfolding tonight. But tomorrow, you will see the evidence. Tomorrow, you will taste the fruit. Tomorrow, you will witness what I have been preparing in silence. Consider Joseph. When he was thrown into the pit, his brothers thought his story was finished. When he was sold into slavery, men believed his destiny was stolen. When he was imprisoned, they thought his voice was silenced forever. But all the while, I was moving. Every step of betrayal, every tear, every disappointment was part of a larger miracle. In one day, I lifted him from the prison to the palace. So too, in one day, I will lift your son from the pit to the promise. Consider the widow of Zarephath. She thought she had reached her end, that her son and she would eat their last meal and die. But I had already set in motion the arrival of my prophet Elijah. Before her eyes could see it, the miracle was on its way. And when the man of God came, her oil did not run dry, her flour did not fail, and even her son was later raised from death. This is the kind of miracle I am releasing over your house. Your son's miracle is not delayed, it is divinely timed. If it had come earlier, it would not have had the same power. If it had come later, the enemy would have tried to steal the testimony. But now is the appointed hour. Tomorrow is the moment of revelation. I am stirring the waters, like I did at Bethesda. Whoever steps in at the right time is healed. And I tell you, your son is stepping into that water now. Healing is rising, deliverance is rising, favor is rising, protection is rising, transformation is rising. I warn you, do not let unbelief choke the miracle. Do not say, "It is too late, it is too hard, it is impossible." For nothing is too hard for me. I spoke the stars into place. I command the seas and they obey. I breathe life into the lifeless, and I am breathing new life into your son right now. Your role is to believe, to declare, to stand firm. The miracle is not dependent on your strength. It is dependent on my word. Yet your faith is the key that opens the door. Stand in faith tonight, and tomorrow you will rejoice in victory. Now I call you to declare boldly, to seal this prophecy with your voice. Write in the comments these words: "The miracle for my son is already in motion, and nothing can stop it." And when you declare this, you align your heart with my will. You silence the enemy's lies, and you invite my power to move even faster. The prophetic promise for your household. I am the Lord, the God of covenant, and I tell you this day, the promise I release is not for your son alone, but for your entire household. What I am doing in him will overflow into you, into your family, into generations yet to come. For when I move, I do not move in fragments. I move in fullness. Do you not remember what I spoke to the jailer in Philippi? Through my servant Paul, I said, "Believe in the Lord Jesus, and you will be saved, you and your household." Acts 16:31. My salvation is not limited. My blessing is not confined. My promise is not partial. It stretches like a river that flows from one room to another, from one life to another, until the whole house is drenched in my glory. Your son's miracle is the opening of a door. Through that door, my favor will enter your home. When I bless him, peace will enter your walls. When I heal him, joy will return to your table. When I deliver him, unity will rise among you. Do not see this as a blessing for one, but as a wave of blessing for all. Your prayers for your son have touched my heart. But do you know this truth? Each prayer for him has also built an altar for your family. Each time you wept and cried, "Lord, help my child," I was also writing the names of your household in my book of remembrance. Nothing you have prayed has been wasted. Nothing has been forgotten. I have sworn by my own name that my promises shall not fail. I kept my covenant with Noah and his family, carrying them safely through the flood. I kept my covenant with Abraham, blessing not only him, but Isaac and Jacob after him. I kept my covenant with David, promising that his seed would sit upon the throne. And I will keep my covenant with you. I say unto you, your house will be a house of miracles. Your house will be a house of healing. Your house will be a house of testimony. Your house will be a house of prosperity. The enemy will no longer dwell within your walls. Quarrels, divisions, curses, and fear are being driven out even now, for my Spirit is taking residence in your midst. Do not underestimate what I am doing. You thought you prayed only for your son, but I am answering you for much more. For I am the God who does exceedingly abundantly above all that you ask or imagine. You asked for his healing, and I will also give you restoration. You asked for his protection, and I will also give you provision. You asked for his deliverance, and I will also give you peace. Even as Joshua declared, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Joshua 24:15. So I declare this over you. Your son will rise to serve me, and your household will follow. I will break the idols that tried to rule your family. I will silence the generational curses that whispered lies into your lineage. I will close the doors that were once open to darkness, and I will open doors that lead to light, abundance, and blessing. This is the prophetic promise. Tomorrow will not only mark your son's miracle, it will mark the beginning of a new chapter for your household. There will be a shift in the atmosphere of your home. Where there was heaviness, laughter will come. Where there was lack, provision will come. Where there was strife, unity will come. And the testimony that begins with your son will echo in every member of your family. But I call you to prepare. Sanctify your house with prayer. Walk through your rooms declaring my word. Invite my Spirit into your kitchen, into your living room, into your son's bedroom. Let every corner of your home be an altar. Speak blessing at your table. Sing praises as you rest. For when you invite me, I dwell among you. Mark my words. I am not only the God of your son, I am the God of your household. My promise is generational. What I am doing today will carry into tomorrow, into your grandchildren, into their children, until my glory is established in your bloodline. Now I command you to seal this with faith. Write in the comments these words: my whole house is under God's promise, and miracles will dwell here. When you declare this, you establish a prophetic covenant with me. You give heaven legal right to invade your home, to protect your children, and to multiply blessings in your lineage. Sickness, addiction, or suffering will be broken. I am the Lord your healer, the one who declared, I am the God who heals you. Exodus 15:26. I am the one who sent my word and healed them, delivering them from their destruction. Psalm 107:20. I am not distant from your pain, and I am not blind to the afflictions that have tormented your son. I have seen the nights of sickness, the battles of weakness, the tears shed in silence when no one else understood the depth of his suffering. I have seen the chains of habits that seemed unbreakable, the addictions that tried to control him, the cravings that sought to destroy his body and his mind. I have seen the heaviness in his heart, the hopelessness that whispered lies into his spirit, telling him he could not escape. But I tell you now, those chains are breaking. That darkness is lifting. That sickness is bowing to my name. For I am Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals, and I am stretching forth my hand to deliver your son. Do not think that healing is only for the body. It is for the soul, the mind, the spirit, and the household. Where his body has been afflicted, I will bring restoration. Where his mind has been tormented, I will bring peace. Where his heart has been wounded, I will bring comfort. Where his spirit has been heavy, I will bring joy. Consider the woman with the issue of blood. For 12 years she suffered, spent all she had, and grew worse. But when she touched the hem of my son's garment, her fountain of suffering dried up instantly. Consider the man at the pool of Bethesda, paralyzed for 38 years, waiting for a miracle. My son said, "Rise, take up your bed, and walk," and his body obeyed. Consider Lazarus, 4 days in the grave, bound in the cloth of death. My voice called him out, and death released him. These same miracles I performed then, I perform now. For I am the Lord, I do not change. The same power that raised Christ from the dead is at work in your son's life today. By tomorrow, you will see the shift. Pain will ease, strength will return, hope will rise. Addiction is not stronger than my spirit. Chains are not stronger than my fire. Habits that enslaved him for years will be consumed in a single moment. For where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. I am sending freedom into his life, breaking every bondage, overturning every curse, silencing every voice that told him he would never be free. Some battles you thought were genetic, passed down from generation to generation, are ending with him. Depression, alcoholism, fear, poverty, anger. These patterns will not continue. They break now. He will not carry the chains of his fathers, for I have declared him a new creation. And I say unto you, this suffering will not end in death, it will end in glory. This trial will not destroy him, it will lift him as a testimony. You will see him rise from the ashes, and you will know that I, the Lord, have done it. I call you to believe and to speak boldly. When the sickness tries to whisper again, say, "The Lord is my healer." When temptation tries to return, say, "The Lord is my deliverer." When sorrow tries to weigh him down, say, "The joy of the Lord is his strength." Every word you speak in faith strikes the enemy and strengthens the miracle in motion. Mark this moment. Write it down. For tomorrow, you will see a change, and it will be the beginning of a complete transformation. Now, I command you, seal this word with a declaration. Write in the comments these words: sickness, addiction, and suffering are broken over my son in the name of Jesus. When you write it, you are not only agreeing with my word, you are activating it in the Spirit. Your declaration is a weapon, and your faith is the key. God will transform your son's story. From pain to victory, I am the author of all stories, the one who holds the beginning and the end in my hands. I do not write tragedy without redemption. I do not allow suffering without purpose. I do not permit battles without a victory prepared. And I tell you now, the story of your son is not over. His pain is not the final chapter. His defeat is not his destiny. His tears are not the conclusion. I am the God who transforms. I am the God who turns mourning into dancing, ashes into beauty, sorrow into joy, despair into hope. I am the same God who took Joseph from the pit to the palace, who took Job from loss to restoration, who took David from exile to throne, who took my son from the cross to the resurrection. This is what I do. I turn pain into victory. You have seen your son suffer, and it pierced your heart. You have asked me why he has walked through such trials. Why the betrayals? Why the disappointments? Why the illnesses, the struggles, the battles? And I answer you now. Though the enemy meant it for evil, I am weaving it into good. Though darkness tried to write his story, I am rewriting it with my light. Your son's pain has not been wasted. Every tear he cried has watered the soil of his destiny. Every wound has become a place where my healing will shine brighter. Every setback is becoming a setup for a testimony that will shake many lives. The very areas where he has been broken will be the very places where I release my greatest power. Did not Joseph say to his brothers, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good"? So too will your son say one day, "What the enemy tried to destroy in me, God used to lift me higher." I will not allow his mistakes to define him. I will not allow his past to imprison him. I will not allow his pain to consume him. I will transform his weakness into strength, his failures into wisdom, his trials into triumphs. This transformation will not come by his power, nor by yours, but by my Spirit. For I have already begun the work in him. By tomorrow, you will begin to see the first fruits of this transformation. It may be a word he speaks differently, a decision he makes, a peace that suddenly rests upon him. Do not despise the small beginnings, for they are the signs of a great victory in motion. And I tell you this, his story will not only change him, it will change others. When I heal him, he will carry healing to others. When I free him, he will speak freedom into the lives of many. When I restore him, his testimony will draw hearts back to me. He will not only be a survivor, he will be a vessel of victory. The shame that tried to cover him will be lifted. The guilt that tried to chain him will be broken. The stigma that tried to follow him will be erased. And in its place, I will clothe him with honor, with favor, with righteousness, and with joy. Your household will see it. Your community will hear of it. Those who doubted will witness it. And you will lift your voice and say, "Surely, the Lord has done great things for us." So I tell you, do not give up. Do not surrender. Do not believe the lies of the enemy that say, "Nothing will change." For I, the Lord your God, have spoken, and my word cannot fail. His story will be rewritten. His life will be restored. His destiny will be fulfilled. His pain will be turned into a testimony that no one can deny. Now, as a prophetic act of faith, I command you to declare it with your own hand. Write in the comments these words: God is transforming my son's story from pain into victory. When you write this, you are not only confessing the promise, you are partnering with heaven. You are lifting a banner of victory over your son, and you are testifying before angel and before darkness alike that his story belongs to me. Revelation: your son's future is in the hands of the Lord. I am the Lord, the Ancient of Days, the one who declares the end from the beginning. Before your son took his first breath, I knew him. Before his eyes opened to the light of this world, I ordained his steps. Before you saw his face for the first time, I had already written his name upon the palms of my hands. Hear this revelation clearly. Your son's future is not in the hands of men, nor in the grip of circumstances, nor under the authority of darkness. His future is in my hands, and my hands never fail. The enemy has tried to convince you that your son's future is uncertain. He has whispered lies that say, he will not succeed, he will not recover, he will not walk in purpose. But I, the Lord, break every lie today. For I know the plans I have for him, plans to prosper him and not to harm him, plans to give him hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. His path may have seemed crooked, but I am the one who makes crooked places straight. His road may have seemed blocked, but I am the one who parts seas and opens gates of bronze. His vision may have seemed clouded, but I am the one who anoints eyes to see and ears to hear. You have worried about what will become of him. You have feared whether he will ever walk in the fullness of life, whether he will be strong, whether he will be safe. I tell you this day, do not fear. His destiny is not fragile, for I am the one holding it. No enemy can snatch him from my hand. No curse can rewrite what I have written. No failure can erase what I have ordained. Think of Moses hidden in the basket on the Nile. Men plotted his death, but my hand preserved him because his future was in me. Think of David, a shepherd boy overlooked by his family, but anointed by my prophet because his future was in me. Think of Esther, an orphan in exile, lifted into royalty because her future was in me. Think of my son, Jesus, hated, hunted, crucified, yet risen, exalted, and seated at my right hand because his future was in me. Your son is no different. The same hand that guided them is guiding him. The same purpose that sustained them is sustaining him. The same destiny that lifted them will lift him. I am the potter, and he is the clay. I will shape him, mold him, and refine him until he reflects the masterpiece I designed before time began. Every scar, every wound, every broken place will be remade in my hand. What seemed like loss will become strength. What seemed like delay will become preparation. What seemed like destruction will become testimony. Do not be deceived by the present struggles. The present is not the future. The wilderness is not the promised land. The valley is not the final destination. I am leading your son through, not leaving him in. For though he walks through the valley of the shadow of death, he shall fear no evil, for I am with him. My rod and my staff will comfort him. Psalm 23:4. And know this, his future is not only survival, it is abundance. I will bless the work of his hands. I will open doors of opportunity. I will surround him with divine connections. I will give him wisdom that surpasses his years. He will be a light to others, a testimony of my power, a living witness that I am faithful. The future that I hold for him is not small, not fragile, not uncertain. It is secure, powerful, and full of hope. You will live to see him rise. You will live to see him stand strong. You will live to see him walk in the calling I have placed upon him. So, silence your fear. Release your worry. Trust me with his tomorrow, for I have already written it, and it is good. Now, as a prophetic act, seal this revelation with your faith. Write in the comments these words: "My son's future is in the hands of the Lord, and it is blessed." When you declare this, you testify before heaven and earth that you trust my hand above all else. You align with my promise, and you release my covering over his days to come. A financial and spiritual miracle is entering your home. I am the Lord your provider, Jehovah Jireh, the God who sees and supplies. I know your needs even before you speak them. I hear the unspoken cries of your heart, the quiet worries in your mind about your household, your provision, your stability, your future. And I declare this day, a miracle is already moving into your home, both financial and spiritual. For too long, the enemy has whispered lack, scarcity, and insufficiency into your life. He has said, there will never be enough. Your son will never rise. Your house will always struggle. But I, the Lord, break every lie. I am not a God of scarcity. I am the God of abundance. Did I not rain manna from heaven? Did I not bring water from the rock? Did I not multiply 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands? If I have done this before, will I not do it again for you? The miracle coming into your home is not only material, it is holistic. I am touching your finances, your health, your family unity, your peace of mind, and your spiritual foundation. For I am the God who blesses from the inside out. A financial miracle without spiritual strength is temporary, but I will give you both, provision for today and faith for tomorrow. Hear my word. The blessing tied to your son will open doors you could not imagine. What seemed closed will open suddenly. Opportunities that were once denied will return. Unexpected favor will knock at your door. I will place helpers along your path, people you did not know you needed, but who were sent by my hand. Your son's miracle is not only healing, it is also provision. His breakthrough will shift the atmosphere of your home. As he rises, doors of prosperity will rise with him. What the enemy stole will be restored, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Remember the widow whose oil I multiplied through my prophet Elisha. She thought she had nothing left, just a little jar. But in my hands, that jar became a fountain. She filled vessel after vessel until every jar in her house overflowed. So too will I multiply what you thought was too little. Your oil will not run dry. Remember Peter when he labored all night and caught nothing. But when my son said, "Cast your net on the other side," the nets broke with abundance. I am about to release a catch so great into your household that you will know it is not your labor, but my favor that has done it. Do not fear tomorrow's bills, tomorrow's needs, tomorrow's uncertainties. Am I not the one who clothes the lilies and feeds the sparrows? Are you not worth far more to me than they? I have seen your sacrifices, your generosity, your faith even when little was in your hand. Now I will reward you openly. But the greatest miracle I am bringing into your home is spiritual. Wealth without my Spirit fades. But when I bless spiritually, nothing can remove it. I am pouring peace into your home. I am releasing joy into your rooms. I am filling the air with my presence so that arguments cease, depression flees, and hope reigns. Your son's testimony will be a doorway for revival. He will carry a light that shifts the very atmosphere. His breakthrough will not only bring provision, but also draw your family deeper into me. You will gather at your table and speak of what I have done, and hearts will burn with faith. This is the miracle entering your home, a double portion, provision for your needs and presence for your souls. I will bless the work of your hands and the fruit of your prayers. I will cause overflow to come, not just enough to survive, but enough to bless others. Therefore, I tell you, prepare your jars, prepare your nets, prepare your faith. For by tomorrow, you will begin to see the signs. Now I command you to seal this word with faith. Write in the comments these words: a financial and spiritual miracle is entering my home in the name of the Lord. When you declare this, you open your doors for my provision, and you testify that you trust me fully. Heaven hears, the enemy trembles, and my hand moves with greater speed. Joy will replace the tears. I am the Lord who sees your sorrow. I am the one who watched every tear fall from your eyes, both in the open and in secret. You thought no one noticed. You thought your cries were hidden. But I, your God, have been present in every moment of your grief. Do you remember the nights you lay awake, whispering prayers for your son, wondering if tomorrow would bring hope or more pain? Do you remember how your pillow was wet with tears, how your heart trembled with fear, how your spirit felt heavy under the weight of unanswered questions? I tell you now, not one tear was wasted, not one cry was ignored, not one moment of anguish was in vain. For it is written, "Those who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy." Psalm 126, 1-5. You have sown tears of intercession, tears of faith, tears of longing, and now the season of reaping begins. The sorrow you endured will be exchanged for joy beyond measure. I am the God who turns mourning into dancing. I am the God who removes the sackcloth and clothes you with gladness. Psalm 30:11. What weighed you down will lift. What bent your shoulders low will be taken away. What caused your eyes to weep will become the very reason they sparkle with laughter. Your son, the source of many of your tears, will become the reason for your joy. You will look upon him and see transformation. You will see freedom where there was bondage. You will see health where there was sickness. You will see peace where there was torment, and your heart will swell with gratitude. For you will know that I, the Lord, have done it. The enemy tried to convince you that sorrow would be your permanent portion. He whispered, "You will cry like this forever. Things will never change. You will always be heavy. You will always be afraid. You will always be disappointed." But hear my word. The enemy is a liar. I have already decreed a new season for you and your house. The season of sorrow is ending, and the season of joy is beginning. Think of Sarah, who wept for years as she longed for a son. When I fulfilled my promise and Isaac was born, she declared, "God has made me laugh, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me." Genesis 21:6. Just as I turned Sarah's tears into laughter, I will turn yours. Think of Hannah, who cried bitterly for a child. Her tears were so deep that Eli the priest thought she was drunk. But I heard her, I remembered her, and I gave her Samuel, a prophet, who changed the course of Israel's history. In the same way, your tears have birthed something powerful, and you will see the fruit of your prayers. Think of Mary Magdalene, weeping at the tomb of my son. She thought death had won. But when the stone was rolled away and she saw him alive, her tears of grief became tears of joy. So too will you see resurrection in your son's life. What looked dead will rise. What seemed lost will return. What appeared hopeless will become a testimony of my glory. I tell you, your joy will not be shallow. It will be deep and overflowing. It will not be temporary. It will endure. The joy I give is not like the world's joy, which fades with circumstances. The joy I give is rooted in my presence, unshakable, unstoppable, and eternal. Tomorrow, signs of this joy will begin to manifest. You will hear words that surprise you. You will see behaviors that encourage you. You will feel a peace that has been absent for too long. And these will be only the beginning. Your tears were seeds, and now the harvest is ready. You will reap with songs of joy, and your testimony will inspire others who are still in sorrow. You will say to them, I cried, but the Lord answered me. I suffered, but the Lord restored me. I wept, but the Lord gave me joy. So, wipe your eyes, lift your head, let hope rise again, for the days of heaviness are over. The oil of gladness is being poured upon you. A crown of joy is replacing your ashes. Your son's transformation is the spark that will ignite joy in your entire household. Now, seal this prophetic word with your faith. Write in the comments these words, my tears are turning into joy, and my son will be the testimony. When you declare this, you proclaim victory over sorrow and invite my joy to fill your home. Heaven records your words, angels move at your declaration, and the enemy's grip is broken. A powerful testimony will be born. I am the Lord, the God who turns trials into testimonies, who transforms suffering into songs of victory. I tell you this, the miracle I am working in your son's life is not meant to be hidden. It will not remain in silence. It will not be a private blessing alone. It will become a testimony so powerful that others will hear it, see it, and glorify my name. Your son's journey has not been easy. You have watched him stumble. You have seen him face storms, sickness, addiction, confusion, or despair. You have asked me, why so much pain? Why so many battles? But I have allowed these valleys so that when I raise him, the testimony will be undeniable. A testimony is not born from ease. It is born from struggle. A testimony is not born from comfort. It is born from trial. A testimony is not born from abundance. It is born from need. And when I deliver, when I heal, when I restore, the testimony shines like a fire upon a hill, drawing others to me. Consider the man possessed by a legion of demons in the land of the Gadarenes. He lived among the tombs, tormented, chained, and rejected. Yet when my son delivered him, he sat clothed and in his right mind. And I commanded him, go home to your people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you. Mark 5:19. His testimony turned fear into faith and despair into hope for many. So too will it be with your son. People who knew his struggles, who witnessed his pain, will be astonished at the transformation. They will say, is this the same one we saw broken? Is this the same one we thought would never rise again? How is this possible? And you will answer them, it is the Lord. Think of Lazarus. He was dead, wrapped in grave clothes, sealed in a tomb. Yet when my son called him out, he became a living testimony that could not be silenced. The Pharisees sought to kill him because his very existence proved the power of God. In the same way, your son will walk in such transformation that even his presence will testify to my glory. This testimony will not remain within your walls. It will echo outward. Relatives will see it and be drawn to me. Friends will witness it and be inspired. Strangers will hear of it and be encouraged. Your son will become a living letter of my grace, read by all who cross his path. Understand this truth. The enemy attacked him so fiercely because he feared this testimony. Satan knows that a delivered man is dangerous to his kingdom. A healed man speaks louder than 1,000 sermons. A restored man carries authority that cannot be denied. This is why the battle was so hard, but this is also why the victory will be so great. The testimony being born will break chains in others. When he speaks of his deliverance, those bound will believe freedom is possible. When he shares his healing, those sick will have faith to be made whole. When he tells of my provision, Those in lack will trust in my supply. His life will become a lighthouse to many who are still lost at sea. And you, the one who prayed, will also carry this testimony. For your tears, your intercession, your faith will not go unnoticed. People will ask you, "How did your son change? What happened?" And you will lift your voice and say, "The Lord heard my cry. The Lord fought my battle. The Lord gave me victory." I declare to you, tomorrow will mark the birth of this testimony. The first signs will come forth, the first fruits will appear, and in time, the full harvest will be undeniable. What once brought shame will bring honor. What once brought sorrow will bring songs of joy. What once seemed hopeless will become a beacon of hope for many. So I command you, prepare to share. Do not keep silent. Speak of my goodness. Tell others what I have done. For testimonies multiply miracles. The more you testify, the more I release. As it is written, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Revelation 12:11. Your son's life will be a testimony that silences the enemy, glorifies my name, and brings souls into my kingdom. Now, seal this word with your declaration of faith. Write in the comments these words: "A powerful testimony will be born through my son, and God will be glorified." When you write this, you are not just agreeing, you are prophesying. You are aligning your words with my promise, and you are releasing the testimony even before it fully manifests. God is destroying the enemy's plan. I am the Lord of hosts, the commander of heaven's armies. I am the one who speaks, and the earth trembles, who decrees, and no power in heaven or on earth can resist. Today, I announce to you, every plan of the enemy against your son is being destroyed. The adversary plotted in secret, but I expose his schemes in the light. The enemy whispered in shadows, but I silence him with my voice. The devil thought he could write your son's destiny with chains of addiction, sickness, poverty, rebellion, and despair. He thought he could plant snares along his path, filling his future with traps. But what he planned in darkness, I have already overturned with my light. For it is written, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn." This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. Isaiah 54:17. This promise covers your son. The weapons were formed, but they will not succeed. The attacks came, but they will not prevail. Look at the history of my works. When Pharaoh ordered the death of every Hebrew son, I raised Moses. When Haman plotted the destruction of my people, I lifted Esther to the throne. When Herod sought to kill the children of Bethlehem, I sent my angel to preserve my son, Jesus. And now, when Satan has set his eyes against your son, I have already moved to preserve him. I declare, the traps of the enemy are collapsing under his own weight. The pit dug for your son is where the enemy himself will fall. The chains forged for him are being broken, and the ones who forged them will wear them instead. Every curse spoken over him is reversed. Every hex is canceled. Every evil word is silenced. Your son's mind is being renewed. His body is being protected. His spirit is being filled with light. The spirits that once sought to influence him are fleeing, for they cannot stand in my presence. The devourer who sought to consume his future is being rebuked, and I myself am raising a wall of fire around him. Do not be deceived by what you see in the natural. In the spirit realm, a war has been raging, and I, the Lord, am the victor. Angels of war have been dispatched to fight on your son's behalf. Principalities have been overthrown. Strongholds are crumbling. Generational curses are being shattered. Where the enemy wrote defeat, I am stamping victory. Where he wrote loss, I am sealing restoration. Where he wrote death, I am breathing life. Your son is covered under the blood of the Lamb, and the blood speaks louder than any accusation of the enemy. The blood silences the accuser. The blood cancels the record of sin. The blood declares mercy, forgiveness, and destiny. I want you to see this. The enemy is retreating. His hold is breaking. His lies are crumbling. His power is fading. Because I, the Lord, have stepped into the battle. And when I fight, I do not lose. By tomorrow, you will begin to see signs that the enemy's grip has been destroyed. Doors that were blocked will open. Situations that were stagnant will move. Words that once tormented will fall silent. Your son will walk in a new freedom, because I have declared the enemy's plans void. This is not the end of your son's story. It is the end of the enemy's authority. This is not the final chapter of pain. It is the opening chapter of victory. I am writing a new story, one where the enemy is defeated and my glory is revealed. So rise in faith. Do not fear the threats of the enemy. Do not dwell on his lies. Lift your eyes to me, for I have overcome the world. Now, I command you to seal this word with a declaration of war and victory. Write in the comments these words: every plan of the enemy against my son is destroyed, in the name of the Lord. When you declare this, you are joining me in battle. You are proclaiming the enemy's defeat, and you are opening the way for greater victory to manifest in your home. The seal of the promise, the miracle in 24 hours. I am the Lord, and I speak to you with urgency. Not in the distant future, not in the coming years, not in some far-off season, but within the next 24 hours, I will seal my promise over your son. The clock of heaven has struck its appointed hour, and the miracle is scheduled to manifest. Understand this: I do not measure time as man does. To me, 1,000 years are as one day, and one day as 1,000 years. Yet, I step into time to fulfill my word at the perfect moment. You have prayed, you have wept, you have waited, and I now decree the waiting ends, the breakthrough begins. When Israel stood before the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army behind them, their destruction seemed certain. Yet in one night, I opened the waters, and by morning, they walked across on dry land. When Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, it seemed his life was over. Yet before dawn, he emerged unharmed, and the mouths of the lions were shut. When my son was crucified and laid in the tomb, despair filled the earth. Yet on the third day, before the sun rose, he rose in victory. So too will it be for your son. By this time tomorrow, you will see a sign. By this time tomorrow, you will know that my hand has moved. It may come as a word he speaks that shows change, as a peace that suddenly enters your home, as a message that brings unexpected good news, or as a circumstance that shifts in his favor. Whatever form it takes, you will not doubt that it is I, the Lord your God, who has done it. The enemy has tried to delay, to block, to convince you that nothing will ever happen, but he cannot stop my appointed time. When I say, now, nothing in heaven, earth, or hell can resist. And I say to you now, the next 24 hours carry the weight of destiny. This miracle is not fragile. It is sealed by my promise. I have marked it with the blood of my Son. I have confirmed it with my Spirit. I have written it into my eternal will. It cannot fail, for I am not a man that I should lie, nor a son of man that I should repent. If I have spoken, I will act. If I have promised, I will fulfill. This seal is not only for your son, but for your faith. I am proving myself strong on your behalf. I am showing you that your prayers have power, that your intercession has moved heaven, that your tears have not been in vain. Tomorrow will be a day of testimony, and it will mark the beginning of greater days to come. Do not spend this night in fear or doubt. Spend it in praise. Thank me before you see it. Sing before the answer arrives. Worship before the miracle appears. For your praise tonight will be the fragrance that welcomes tomorrow's breakthrough. I warn you, guard your words in these hours. Speak only life. Do not confess fear. Do not confess doubt. Declare what I have said, that your son is healed, delivered, restored, and blessed. The miracle has already left heaven. It is on its way to your house. By tomorrow, you will know that I am the God who answers swiftly. By tomorrow, you will know that I am faithful to my promise. By tomorrow, you will know that I have sealed this word over your son. Now, as a prophetic act, I command you to declare it openly. Write in the comments these words. Within 24 hours, God's miracle will be sealed over my son. When you write this, you align your heart with my timeline. You place your faith upon my word, and you release heaven to move in unstoppable power. I am the Lord, and I have spoken to you from the beginning of this word until now. I have revealed my heart, my promises, my protection, and my power over your son's life. And now I give you the final call. Declare victory now. Do not wait until you see it with your eyes to believe. Do not wait until tomorrow's miracle appears before you confess. Speak it now, for your declaration releases my power. Faith is not what you say after the answer comes. Faith is what you declare before the evidence is visible. It is written, "Let the weak say, I am strong." Joel 3:10. It is written, "Let the redeemed of the Lord say so." Psalm 107:2. It is written, "We believe, therefore we speak." 2 Corinthians 4:13. Your voice carries authority in the Spirit. What you decree in alignment with my word will be established. Your son's battle has been long, but it is ending in triumph. Your prayers have been many, but they are producing fruit. Your tears have been heavy, but they are turning into laughter. The story of your family is not one of defeat. It is one of deliverance. The testimony of your son will echo for generations. I command you, stop speaking fear, stop speaking doubt, stop speaking death. Speak life, speak victory, speak promise, speak hope, speak faith. When the enemy comes again to whisper, "Nothing will change," answer him boldly. The Lord has spoken, and my son is victorious. This is not only for your son's sake, it is for you, for your house, for generations that will follow. What you declare now becomes the inheritance of those who come after. Just as Abraham declared faith and became the father of nations, just as David declared my promises and established a throne, your declarations now are shaping the future of your lineage. The enemy fears your words because he knows they carry power when spoken in faith. Do not let your tongue serve him with fear. Let your tongue serve me with truth. With every word of victory you speak, angels move, chains break, walls fall, and miracles manifest. So I give you this final instruction. Declare victory now. Declare it in your home. Declare it over your son. Declare it in your prayers. Declare it before witnesses. And declare it here as an act of faith and alignment with heaven. This is the moment to seal all that has been spoken. Not tomorrow, not later, but now. For the promise is alive, the miracle is in motion, the angel is dispatched, the seal is set, and the enemy is defeated. Victory is not coming. It is already here. Now I command you to seal this prophecy with your hand and your voice. Write in the comments these words: "Victory is mine, my son is free, and the Lord has fulfilled his promise." When you declare this, you close the mouth of the enemy, you open the gates of blessing, and you step into the fullness of what I have spoken over your family. This is the final call. Stand in faith, speak with boldness, rejoice before the miracle breaks forth. For I am the Lord your God, and I have decreed it. Your son's life is transformed, your household is blessed, and your future is secure.